So this topic is authentic leadership.
Big topic.
Big topic. And I think really our challenge with this topic, being very honest, was to bring our perspective to this, because authentic leadership, and I've worked in corporate a while, and I know you know about that world also intimately. Topics like leadership, topics like, being an authentic leader, powerful leader, they get discussed so much and they get thrown around so much, and quite rightly so, because they're important topics. But I feel like nobody really still understands exactly what they're talking about when they talk about this topic. So we want to be quite clear on our perspectives about it. And I also know that leadership training really comes at points where, you've got people to manage. That's when people hit that threshold. And see, where I think we should begin the conversation is to think that actually everyone is a leader. Also, whether you work in corporate or not, you are a leader, because leadership really depends on two things. The first one is the ability to make decisions. And the second one is to have a degree of authority over other people and a degree of influence over other people, which we all have. No matter what our name badge says, what our professional role says, we all influence the world just by being in it, really. And when you come into your work environment, everything from how you dress, to how you talk to people, to the energy that you bring has an influence on where you work. So it isn't just something that's reserved for a small enclave of individuals. So that's sort of topic number one. So when you sort of think about leadership and your approach to it, how do you define it?
First and foremost, a leader needs to know themselves. They really need to know what they believe in. They need to know what they value. They need to know what has personal meaning for them. Because if you don't know those things about yourself, how can you lead others? How can you, inspire others? How can you get others to, get the most out of others?
Yeah.
People that are authentic are real. They have that realness about them, and we respond to them. We respond to them in a very energetic or kind of gut level way. You hear all the time that certain people have huge charisma. Charisma is energy. That's what it actually is.
Yeah.
People said that they've been in a room. I've heard it said about Bill Clinton that, you were drawn to him. That people felt even that they weren't looking at him if they were in the room. They felt the energy of him.
Yeah, definitely.
And he drew people to them. Being an authentic leader is showing up as who you are.
Yeah.
Crazy as that may sound, because I know that we're in an age of where we're becoming more and more constrained in how we act and how we behave and who we are. People crave connection.
Yeah,
they really do.
They do.
Crave connection. They're crying out for connection. An authentic leader is someone who's not afraid to be able to connect with others.
And it's also essential, really, because otherwise but you become a manager of problems, a manager of tasks, a manager to get stuff done, get stuff over the line, get things completed. But, first of all, that's a very intensive way of working. When you have to police everything and you just sort of think, unless I do it, somebody's going to do it substandard by definition. So I better be across everything, and I better get everything done, and my attention's got to be everywhere, and I've got to, get a phone update every 2 hours, because otherwise it's all going haywire. It's just exhausting.
It's also fear-based.
It is fear-based.
Actually fear-based. I know somebody at the moment, and, she is a very specialist accountant. So she's working in a very intricate area of finances. And her boss, who talked his way into the position, isn't actually an accountant.
Right.
So she has this specialist information. He's now it's becoming apparent that he doesn't have the goods to back up what he's doing. So he's actually micromanaging his team. He's instigated all these new procedures that only they have to follow. He's essentially, moving the chairs on the deck of the Titanic.
Yes. Oh dear. Yeah, I could completely.
There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I think what we're getting to here is that you can't impose a sense of leadership on somebody who is not ready for it, sort of not qualified for it, not willing to take that challenge. And also, it's just back to my earlier point. It's not really about what your CV says you are, or what your years of experience are. Leadership is like an essence that you have got in yourself that everybody, I believe, can cultivate.
It smells like a gone-off fish. You have a fish and you're thinking, can I eat this? And it looks fine. And you smell it and you go,
no. Yeah.
People can smell that off you a mile away.
Yes.
People that are genuinely authentic leaders.
Yeah.
They bring themselves to work because they're real.
Yeah.
They make real connections. They speak to people in a way that shows that they value others.
Yes.
We want to feel valued. We want to feel our ideas have meaning, have merit. But we want to even feel the thing I think that's most lost in authentic leadership, ideas can come from anywhere. Often the best ideas are from the most subordinate junior levels because they're new. They're filled with new ideas. They're filled with new energy. They haven't had their mindsets completely, steamrolled into a corporate way of doing things.
Yes.
Somebody that is open, playing on that previous idea that we had about non-review based mentorship. It's somebody can lead and can be down there amongst their organization. And those different members feel that their ideas are valuable, they will bring them forward.
Precisely.
You get growth.
You do get growth. I think work can often become a shield for people that are not comfortable with this idea of leadership, because also we do have to remember some people don't ask for that role. It's just a natural progression of where they've got to be. I think of some areas might include, like technology, they're good at what they do. They don't necessarily want to manage other people doing what they do. It's not a natural progression, but because they're getting more senior, they have to step into this. And then you sort of have to try and understand what being an authentic leader looks like beyond just giving direction. I want to cover the topic of the authentic part of authentic leadership. Because, you mentioned the aura, and when you're not really authentic, people can smell it off you. Quite literally, they can just understand that you're pretending. How authentic? What do we mean by authentic? How authentic could you be at work? Because a lot of people are afraid of stepping into that. And what does being authentic really mean? Does that mean everyone knows, your favorite sock color? Does it mean everyone knows what's going on with your relationship at home?
No.
Cover that one straight away. Yeah, what would you mean by authenticity? That's why people get confused, right?
Okay, this is a huge topic, as I've said. Okay, it's finding the balance and actually recognizing that within each of us is a human person. Within each of your colleagues is not just a human person, but a soul.
Yeah.
So for me, it's actually a little bit old-fashioned. It's turning up and being respectful.
Yes.
It's treating every other one of your colleagues in a respectful manner, even if you are more authoritative, because that will bleed down. That will influence the organization. Treating people's time with respect.
Absolutely.
Turning up and doing what you say you'll do. I think very clearly as well, it's clearly articulating what the company means, what the company wants, how, setting the temperature of the company.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that starts with self-work, doesn't it, as well? This is I think the thing that we're always talking about when we say bring your soul to work. It's not just one act that you do, it's not just one decision that you make, it's actually a process.
Yeah.
It's important to mention that it requires a lot of sort of self-work, and if you don't get it right immediately, that's fine. There is no one course you can take or one, it's something you can just download that tells you how to do this. It's a process, and it's both personal and professional.
It's self-knowledge, and it's segueing that self-knowledge into a personal manner. And it's also recognizing that if there are aspects of what's happening that you are struggling with or that don't sit naturally with you. You said like the tech person who's amazing at what they do, but suddenly they have to manage a team. Well, really, they shouldn't be put in that position. They should be allowed to flourish in that tech way, and there should be support around them that fills in the other management bits, let's say, where if they're handing a project, because some people very legitimately, from who they are at soul level, they're really technocrats. They love the mechanics, the meat and potatoes of things, and they can be quite gruff because they're so absorbed in what they're saying, and it can come across in a very untouchy, feely kind of a way. I think we limit people in one sense that we do that. I think there are certain, if the organization is big enough, it would be wonderful for the people that are very technical, and the people that are very creative, and the people that are much more analytical and hierarchical, that they can support each other.
Precisely. I think the harsh truth about the topic of authentic leadership, and I say it's harsh because people respond to who you are. They don't respond to what you professionally do or learn behaviors in that same way, So I think this is why people shield themselves with work, they shield themselves with titles, they shield themselves with procedures and structures and feedback forms, is because they're really afraid of who they are really on a deep level, and they know that the person people see is them, the real them, not boss, ex-manager of, executive head. They see the person. And that is also why that work on the self is so important when we talk about bring your soul to work and being an authentic leader.
It's massively important, and just giving yourself time to learn who you are, also learn who you're not.
Yes.